Hello, friends. What's up? How are you guys? Whew, Lord child. We're off a call with our CEO, which, first off, I'm going to tell you guys while I take my makeup off that our CEO is like the most amazing woman ever. I just got on the phone or on a Zoom call with her at 4:30 and it's now 6:15. And I just hopped on here. She took like an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours out of her day because some of the senior directors and I were like, we need to talk to you about something, and like totally listened and sat there, and I'm just like completely blown away at how amazing this woman is. Hi, Morgan Bloom. Hello. All right. So my brother is getting married this weekend. And I'm a bridesmaid and I'm doing the makeup. So let y'all in on a little secret. So I do weddings all the time. I have like a bridesmaid look down pat. I have a I don't want to call it like a evening look. That's what we'll call it. It's an evening look that literally looks good on every single skin tone. It's like a universal look. I use it pretty much, some variation, on every single bridesmaid that I do. I use it with a little oomph on every single bride that I do. It looks so good on literally everyone. So that's what we're gonna do today. That's what I'm gonna share with you guys. It's like the biggest hit ever. So you guys hop on. This is gonna be fun. Chat with me. Don't leave me hanging. Don't let me talk to myself today. Alrighty. So while I wait for some more of you guys to come on, I got a Lime Life box. When am I not getting a Lime Life box? And let's be serious. One of my favorite things about this company is they spoil us. I get free stuff all the time. It's great. So I have 2 ruby chocolates in this box. I have a translucent powder, which I definitely needed this. And my other stuff must be in another box because I had a few more things, but I think I ordered them separately. I don't know. Anywho, so we have 2 ruby chocolates and a translucent powder for free 99. Thanks, Lime Life. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna prime my face. I can't wait to see this look, girl. It's literally my favorite. It looks so pretty on everybody. I'm not exaggerating. It doesn't matter if you're super, super pale, super, super dark, or anywhere in between. Like, this looks so pretty on everybody. Hey, Tyla. Excited to see you. Doing my first wedding in July, and I'm kind of nervous. Girl, you got this. I will share the magic with you. For someone who doesn't wear eyeshadow every day, which Vanessa Meyer eyeshadow palette should they get? This one, for sure. This is my everyday. Hey, what? Callie's switching it up? Saying ain't so. Also, I forgot my foundations in my bathroom. Hold, please. You can't really do this look without foundation. Am I right? Hey, Morgan. Okay, so yes, I just walked in here with an Ulta bag. I had to stock up on things like Ardell Demi Wispies, Saint Tropez, whatever. It's not their self tanner, but it's a bronzing water mousse. I don't know, they get me. Those like checkout things at the little displays, they get me every time. And so I did something, and I don't know if I want to use it today because I've never tried it before. Maybe we can try it together. You guys tell me if you've used this. So I'm so loyal to Lime Life. It's insane how loyal I am to them. However, hi Maria, hi Morgan. Hi Bo. Okay, so I'm insanely loyal to Lime Life. I love their products. I truly do think they're the best. But I get a lot of questions about our concealer and things like that, and how I didn't realize so many people use Tarte Shape Tape. And I get questions, they're like, how does it compare to this? How does this work? Blah, 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 blah. And my answer always is, I don't know, I've used Lime Life for the last 3 years. Hi, Maria. So I got this to try out just because I like to be educated whenever I speak about products, especially in comparison to Lime Life. So I got this. Not sure if we should try it today because I don't know if I really want to try it live for the first time, but I don't know. If you guys want me to try it, I will. But let's start with some concealer on this lovely little bump I've got going on. Hi, Stephanie. All right, so obviously, if you're doing makeup for a wedding on yourself, if you're going to a wedding, whatever it might be, you want to make sure that everyone is using, or even every single day, you want to make sure that you are using the correct foundation concealer shades. So this is concealer 2. It's a little light for me right now, but underneath my makeup, I don't really mind. Hi, Heather. Hi, Robin. Yes, I've been wanting to try to compare. I used Tarte for the longest time. It looked cake yummy. Should we try it today? Or should we wait? What do you guys think? All right. Blend it in enough. We're gonna go super fast. So this is I just used concealer 2. So I think I'm gonna wait and do this all Lime Life, and then I'll try the Tarte concealer and do like a Tarte versus Lime Life video another day. Probably by another day, I mean like tomorrow. Okay, so this is our Lime Life concealer. It is waterproof. It is so heavily pigmented. It's insane. I can so at my wedding, right? We're talking about wedding stuff. At my wedding, I cried like a baby. And literally, y'all, my concealer did not budge whatsoever. I'm such a crier. So if you're working with brides, you're going to a wedding, you're going to a funeral, whatever, make sure that you use some amazing waterproof concealer. So important. All right. Super pigmented. You can't even see this little guy that was growing on my face. The struggle. Okay. So next I'm going to go in with our foundation. So right now I'm in between Shinto 1 and Shinto 2. So I am using both. I mix them together. I'll show you guys. This one's clearly a mess. It's fine. It's fine. These are not what I use on clients. This is my personal stuff. So I'm going to grab our diffuser brush. This is brush number 17. And I'm just going to swirl it in both. One of the things that I love about our products is since they are wax-based, they're really, really easy to mix and to use. Hello, Becky. All right, so you want to make sure when you're doing someone's makeup for whatever the occasion that let's just give some tips and tricks while we're here. 1, you want to evaluate their skin. Their skin. You're going to have, and I have this all the time, you're going to have somebody sit down in your chair that has the worst dry skin that you've ever seen. And you're going to have somebody that sits down in your chair and they're going to have the oiliest skin that you've ever seen. They're going to have blemishes. They're going to have you're going to run into some skin issues. So I don't just on other people. I know my skin. I know when I sit down, I know exactly what I'm getting into. If you're doing somebody else's makeup, make sure that you have your skincare with you, because you don't know who's going to need that extra pump of hydration with some 40 Cure cream. You don't know whose skin is so flaky that you need to give them a little handful of Bamboo Renew and make them exfoliate before the makeup will even touch their face. Little pro tip for you. It's not just makeup when you're going into doing brides or bridal parties or whatever. It is also skincare, so be prepared. That's me, my forehead is so dry. Girl, exfoliate and 40 Cure cream till the cows come home. Hello, Erica and Sierra. Yes, bring your skincare. It's not just makeup, not just makeup. The makeup, you might be amazing at applying makeup. You might be amazing at it. You might have the best products, Lime Life, on the market. And if their skin is not prepped correctly, if they're not to their moisture level's not where their moisture level needs to be, if they're flaking, if they're super oily, you need to take that into consideration and help them get their skin right before you put the makeup on, because then the makeup's just gonna look like crap. So make sure that you are helpful, because your name is put on their face. If they say, hey, who did your makeup? It looks bad. And they say, Callie, if I didn't take care of her skin, that's on me. All right, so this is Concealer Zero. I'm putting it on with brush number 4. Y'all know I love a bright under eye. I'm not talking crazy bright, but bright enough to where there's that contrast, to where it makes your eyes really pop. I use Concealer Zero on pretty much, I don't want to say pretty much every bridesmaid. How do I say this correctly? I use this pretty much on every white girl. If I have a girl with deeper skin tones, I will bump up to concealer, sometimes concealer 2, sometimes concealer 4, depending on how deep their skin tone is. But I use this on pretty much everyone. All right, we're gonna pop it right in our forehead. So like I said before, this is same kind of concealer that I was using before. Give my nose a little highlight. Same concealer I was using before. It is waterproof. It is smudge proof. It is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and buff this in. Buff this in. Okay, so this is where having your skincare in your bag is gonna help so much. So whenever let's buff this in. This is our buffer brush number 5. Whenever I'm doing somebody else's makeup, especially, and I want to bake under their eyes, right? I want to really, really set their concealer. If someone's skin is so dry and so flaky, you don't wanna bake. You wanna make sure their skin is hydrated and exfoliated before you bake, or else it's just going to like clump up. Hi, Brandy. I'm great. How are you? Becky says, it's amazing what brightening under the eye does. I know. It's my favorite part, actually, of my makeup routine. Not my favorite part to do, but it's my favorite part to see results from. It just really, really, really wakes your face up. Like I said, I don't want it to be, when I say bright, I don't want it to be like piece of paper, white underneath my makeup. All right, so I've got that really, really buffed in underneath, right under my eyes. I'm gonna grab our diffuser brush again, this is brush number 17, and just do what it's made for. Diffuse that line between my concealer and my foundation. You don't want to see that line. You want to make sure that it's really blended. Okay, so if I've done my job correctly and I have prepped their skin, I have exfoliated, moisturized, they're ready to go. They don't have any flakiness under their eyes. I'm gonna bake, and we're gonna bake a lot. So I've got our translucent powder right here. And so I get a lot of questions about getting the powder on the Blunderful. So I'm gonna try to show you guys how aggressively I do this. I go through pressed powder more than any other product. I'm digging in there. I want that product on my sponge. And we're just gonna tap this. So my sponge is dry. If you're somebody that likes to do your makeup with a sponge, get two. One that you use wet for your foundation or concealer, and then one that you use dry for this. If you use this wet, it will not work. Every time I put concealer under my eyes, I feel like it cakes up, but I'm gonna keep trying. You might be using too much product. I know it looks like I use a ton on video, but I actually don't. That's the one part about recording stuff, and you know, you guys can't see it in person. I really don't use that much product. And I use a decent amount, but okay. So we're gonna bake right under our eyes, and we're gonna let that set. We're gonna do our brows. Okay. When I'm doing somebody's makeup for a wedding, or my makeup, or whatever, I actually fill in my brows. Most days, every day, I'll just use our brow gel. It does crazy things for my eyebrows. I'm obsessed with them. But on a day where you know you're gonna be photographed or you want your makeup to look on point, filling them in and then using brow gel is gonna be the way to go. It's the insane pigment that makes it look like you're using so much, right? I think it's that mixed with my lights, mixed with whatever. So I had my brows done today. My girl Paige hooked me up. Thank goodness. They were starting to grit on my face. So I'm using our brow tamer. This is brush number 14. And the eyeshadow shade is called Libido Mocha. So I'm just gonna start lightly filling them in. So I was blessed by the brow gods. Thank goodness. Also, I grew up with a unibrow, so I don't really know if that's blessed by the brow gods, because until I was old enough to do my brows, I was like that kid with a unibrow growing up. It's great. It's great. It's paid off now, but it was torture as like an 8-year-old. I remember like begging my mom to let me wax my brows. Brush this through, so I'm just gonna lightly fill them in. I like to make them and just fill in the bulb. What little guy do you use? What do you mean, my phone? I have the iPhone XS X Max, the Big 10, whichever. I don't know. They have so many different names for them. Okay, so let's do this one right here. So I really just get kind of sparse right through here. We're gonna connect that line. Kendall, you don't remember my unibrow? Girl, it was fierce. Not fierce. I mean, I guess we're all harder on ourselves, but I 1000% had a unibrow. It's a Davis thing. What light do you use? Right now I have on my Impressions Vanity. I go back and forth between that and my ring light and my Ricky mirror and whatever I'm feeling that day. Okay, so we're gonna leave that, and then I'm gonna grab our brow gel in the shade medium. Hopefully I'm gonna grab our brow gel in the shade medium. Oh, here it is. Oh, hi, Megan. Courtney, you struggled with the unibrow issue too? Yeah, girl. Going to find elementary school pictures now. Great. Great. I'm pretty sure my glasses hid my unibrow, so there's that. Okay, so this is the shade medium in our brow gel. So it basically acts like mascara for your brows. So if you're doing a wedding event on yourself or someone else, this is really just gonna lock in whatever you fill your brows in with, and then make sure that all these little hairs stay in place. So my brother's wedding is outside. Don't want my eyebrows flying all around. Okay, so I've let this powder set underneath my eyes. We're gonna wipe it off. Hi, Sherry. Wipe this off. Oh, my lights are flickering. That's great. All right. And go in with some bronzer. So depending on skin tone, I'll obviously select a bronzer that's going to go well with their skin tone, but 99% of the time I always use bronzer just to really warm up the face. So this is brush number 18. It's our highlighting and contour brush. So I use it to contour. So whenever I like want to do a little something more, right? I've been mixing these two. They don't look like they would go together, but they do. I love the look number 1, but I like the color of bronzer number 3. So we're just gonna lightly go in with these. Y'all know my rule. You can always add 2. It sucks to try to take it off. So I'm just gonna add some dimension in these cheeks. Fun Life's Great Tips. Yay! I'm glad you enjoy them. All right, so bronzer number 1 and 3. It doesn't take a lot. Our bronzer's crazy pigment. Really, to go a little heavy-handed with the bronzer in this situation. A little heavy-handed just because you're gonna be photographed, you're gonna be under lights, you wanna look better than normal, right? Nobody wears their everyday makeup as their wedding makeup. I didn't even wear eyeliner on my wedding day, and I still did a little more than normal. All right, I'm gonna warm up the side of my nose. So this is gonna differ for each person, depending on what their face shape is. If somebody has a really, really tiny nose, you might not wanna do that. Let's blend that out a little bit. The darker bronzer is number 3. So they're a little backwards in this palette. I have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for blush, whenever I'm doing someone's makeup, I have so many blushes. Like, I don't just sit down. And open this up and say, hey, what color do you want? Oh, you don't like those? Have these too. Like, I have so many blushes. I will normally say to the person, do you like more mauves, more pinks, or more peaches? Funny enough, you guys answer this question. Let me know. Do you guys like more mauves, pinks, or peaches? I'm curious if what your response is the response that I get when I'm doing someone's makeup. Let me know. Drop it. Mauve, pink, peach. Peach. Pink. I will tell you, 9 out of 10 ladies, when I do their makeup, they will pick this blush right here. It's called Alive. It's blush number 1. Most people pick that. It looks good on every single skin tone. Every single skin tone. It's got a little bit of pink, a little bit of mauve. It's the perfect blush. It looks good on everyone. I can use it on everyone, and everyone loves it. Hi, Morgan. Okay, so I'm just gonna dab just a little on the apples of my cheeks, on the apples of their cheeks. Don't know how to find the apples of their cheeks? Make them go like this. It's this round little part. Right there. All right, since it's an occasion, I'll go just a little extra. Not Tammy Faye crazy, just a little extra. Okay, and now for the fun part. Let me pause. If someone is extremely oily, has extremely oily skin, I will stop. I will put a layer of translucent powder on them, and I will go ahead and spray them with some oil strike after I've got their base set. And then I'll continue to eyes, and then I'll repeat the process. But my skin right now, it's pretty even keel. It's crazy. Breaking out a little bit, but pretty even keel. Okay, So let's go into eyeshadows. I'm going to show you guys the eyeshadow. It's not even like a quad. It's like 3 eyeshadows, 3 or 4, that literally look great on anyone and everyone. I feel like that's a too general a statement. 99 out of 100 people. I hope you guys that are like the one, I probably have like, somebody's gonna be like, oh my God, I hate those eyeshadows. No. Literally almost everyone loves these. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I apply them on pretty much everyone. Do you use a Reiki mirror? Right now I have on, oh, that just made it really bright. Right now I have on my Impressions Vanity, but I have my Reiki mirror clip and stuff on there. Okay, so you guys that have been with Lime Life since the beginning, you know which colors I'm about to pull out. So for the most part, I use, what do you guys think it is? The Lottie Dream On palette from many, many, many moons ago. I swear to you guys, I'm so glad that they kept these colors. I literally use them on everyone. So here we have Sweet Dreams, Uptown Girl. They changed the names on us. And Nirvana. I pretty much use 1, 2, 3, and then sometimes I'll pick up, y'all remind me of the name of this one. It's the matte one from that palette. I don't care what the name is. We're just gonna call it Perfection. We're gonna call it Perfection. So I'm gonna pick up this Perfection color. Hi, Laura. I know, I literally go live every single day, Monday through Friday. But they have been getting, I don't want to say shorter, but I've done a lot of rushed lives. It's not taupe for the best. Amanda, girl, help me out. What's this called? Okay, so I'm taking this color and I'm using our pointed blender. And I'm just going to windshield wiper back and forth in my transition. I start off every single bride, every single bridesmaid, just like this. Obviously, you're gonna have exceptions to these rules. Obviously, there's gonna be different things, you might, I don't know. But 99% of the time, this is what I do. All right, so we're gonna do it on this one too. Which color is that one? I can't remember the name. It's from the old Dream On palette. So it goes Sweet Dreams, Uptown Girl. Sam, I see you. Help me out. Sweet Dreams, Uptown Girl. Not a corkable. It's not one of the original ones. Sweet Dreams, Uptown Girl. This is Nirvana. This is Flashdance. This, I can't remember these two. This one. Sam, it's the tan from, is it Loverboy? Is that the brown? I thought Loverboy was the blue. What is the tan color from the Dream On palette? Is it Loverboy? I don't know. I will find it out and I will have a lovely swatch of all of them waiting for you guys. The struggle. The struggle. Jesse's Girl. Yep. The blue's Jesse's Girl. Loverboy and Radio Star. There we go. Thank you, Victoria. I could not, for the love of me, remember the shade of this. Loverboy. Oh my gosh. It's Loverboy. Okay, perfect. So I have literally blended this to no end, right? There's no lines. You can't see where it starts, where it stops, anything like that, right? It's all together. Thank you, guys. See, this is the kind of support we get here at Lime Life. You flub up your video, people hop on and tell you the names of them because they love you. Okay, what I do next on pretty much everyone. All right, I'm gonna take our setting spray and spray it into the lid. I'm gonna I'll use this brush. Let me make sure I got all the color out of it. Okay, so I kind of do an ombre effect with these next two colors. So I use Sweet Dreams right here and Uptown Girl. So I get this wet, get my brush wet. This is our Dome Blender. Get it wet and dip it into Sweet Dreams. And I place it right on, I just got my lashes done today. They're really long. And I dab it right on to this part of the lid. Right on the first half. You guys see that? On the first half. It does not have to be perfect on that first half. All right. So I'm using this wet, so it's gonna show up a little more pigmented. Our eyeshadows are extremely pigmented anyways, but it's gonna show up even more wet. So we wanna make sure we're applying it wet, get it kind of where you want it, and let it dry. We're gonna blend it out once it's dry. So we've got that on the first little part of our eyes. All right, I'm gonna re-wet our brush. I need a little more primer. We're gonna re-wet our brush and grab Radio Star. So this, not Radio Star, Uptown Girl. This is the more gold shade. And we're gonna tap this on the rest of our lid. I get really funny looking when I get close to the light. I wonder if I can zoom in. Okay. Right, we're gonna go back and blend it. Let's not freak out. So we're putting that right on this outside corner. Get a little more product. So literally, the inner half of your lid is Sweet Dreams. The outer half is Uptown Girl. And we're just gonna sit here for a second. This is extremely close on my face. Whoa, baby. All right, and we're gonna sit here and we're gonna let it dry. And it's gonna suck for about a minute. Oh, now I need all those, right? All right, do, 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 do. Have y'all seen that guy on Jeopardy that's won like $1 million? That's crazy. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna get a little testy with this. And I'm just gonna go in here really lightly and start blending that out. So there's not that harsh line in my transition. And same thing over here. So there's not that harsh line. All right, if you are doing, I don't wanna say like a daytime wedding, but if you don't want it to be too insanely crazy, you can blend it in. You can blend it in and stop there. Normally I take it up a notch because, well, you guys know me and I like when things are taken up a notch. So I'm gonna grab Nirvana, which is this brown right here. Y'all ignore my nails. I get them done Thursday. Tap off the excess. I'm back to using our pointed blender and I am just going to deepen this crease with this brown. Right? And start blending that in. This is really gonna help kind of hide that line. So if you put it on wet, it's not blending, go in with a darker shade on top of it and blend it in and it'll be just fine. Alrighty. Do you guys see the difference in the two eyes? It's subtle. It's subtle. You can add as much of the chocolatey brown as you want. You can make it super dark. If you are feeling fancy, which sometimes I do. It depends on how sparkly or how shimmery the bride or whoever wants their eyeshadow to be, I will go back over and pop a little bit more of the shimmery colors on top after I blend in the crease color. It really just depends on how sparkly they want to be. I'm not a huge shimmer and shine gal, so I'm fine if this mutes it out, but some people, especially on their wedding day, some people love some shimmer and sparkle. This is our not dome blender, or pointed blender. I'm actually using the old one because my new one's here somewhere. I used it, I did a bridal trial the other day and used that one and haven't cleaned it yet. This is brush number 10. This is what the new one looks like. This is what the old one looks like. I wish I had as much lid space than you. I actually have a really bad, you can't see it when I do this, but I have a really bad like fold in my lid, so I have to be careful and make sure that everything's super dry before I go back on my lid. Or before things are, they just have to be dry. Okay, so I'm gonna take this brush and we'll go back in if you want a little extra shimmer and just lightly pop it in there right on the lid. Just a little extra. If you're feeling fancy, you can hit that inside corner. Okay, I'm gonna take next, this brush has no product on it, and I really just wanna make sure that this is blended. I left for a minute. Are you using a specific palette? So I'm using, it's not a specific palette. It's one of the ones that you can build on your own. It's one of our, well, 4 of our stock eyeshadow shades. So I'm using, it's the old Lottie palette. It's Sweet Dreams, Uptown Girl, Loverboy, and Nirvana. 1, 2, 3, skip a few, 4. All right. Actually gonna take, I normally don't do this, but I went a little heavy-handed on it. I'm gonna take some Cream Boat and highlight by my brow bone just to break that up a little bit. I went a little high. All right, so this looks, it's natural. It's not natural, it's neutral. So it's gonna go with whatever bridesmaid's dress color, whatever flower color, whatever the wedding colors are. This is pretty much gonna go with everything. It also, Sweet Dreams has a little bit of pink undertones and Uptown Girls has gold undertones. So regardless of what skin tones your client or the face that you're doing has, it's gonna complement that first shade that I used on my pointed blender. And we're just gonna lightly drag that around. We're gonna make it smoky, but not too smoky. Not too smoky, right? So we're gonna use this lighter brown shade. If you use a darker shade, sometimes it can come across a little nighttime-ish. So we don't wanna do that. Okay, next I'm gonna take our eyeliner, waterproof, smudge proof. If you're doing a wedding, people are gonna cry. I like sob, like it's nobody's business at weddings. So I'm gonna take this in the shade Brown. Let's see, let's zoom in again. This is terrifying that I'm doing this. Terrifying. And we're going to glide this right over my lash line. Take brush number 20 and buff this in just to kind of diffuse that line so it's not so harsh. This is so weird. We're so close. All right, we're gonna do the same over here. So this is a gel-based liner. So it almost feels like it goes on like a gel liner, like a pomade-y type. And then we're just gonna, I hate harsh lines. We're just gonna go over it a time or two. All right, zoom out. At this point, I would most likely throw on false lashes unless somebody already has the eyelashes done, which in that case, I'm like, let me give you $5 back of what I charge you because you just saved me 5 minutes of my life. You don't need lashes. What color is that? I just used Lover Boy underneath my eyes, and then our brown eyeliner pencil. All right. Grab some mascara. For weddings, since we're talking weddings, I'm not going to a wedding tonight. I don't plan on crying, so I'm just going to use our regular mascara. Regular mascara. But if it is a real wedding, hi Diane. If it is a real wedding, like my brother gets married this weekend, I'm gonna cry like a baby. He's my baby brother. That's what I'm gonna do. I will use waterproof mascara. Lime Life does not have a waterproof mascara, so I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Waterproof. I'll show it to you guys. See? It's alright. It's waterproof, it does the job. Okay. I'm gonna wait a second because, well, no, we'll just go ahead and do some lips. So I'm gonna go over my lips with my foundation brush, whatever's left on it, just to kind of prep my lips. This almost just acts like a primer for your lips. So this is where you have to use your judgment. The eyes look great on everybody. Dark nude or light nude liner, just depends on what their skin tone is, what they like. Y'all know I'm a dark nude girl through and through. I'll let y'all in on a little secret. I can put lashes on anybody's eyes. I can contour anybody's face. Lip liner is the biggest struggle of my life. I hate doing lip liner on other people.